Is the cash transfer that Mr. Chidambaram calls for migrants also now desperately needed? I'm joined for my face-off, Rajiv Pratap Rudy, BJP MP, and Supriya Srinath, Congress spokesperson. Appreciate your joining us. Rajiv Pratap Rudy, you may have heard the former finance minister saying, put cash in people's hands. This is a demand problem, not a supply side problem. It's not enough to give grain. You also need to give cash into people's hands. The poor still don't have cash. We need to remonetize the poor and indeed the economy. Your response, sir?
I was hearing Mr. Chidambaram, and supposedly he is an economist. And I would have posed many more questions if I was allowed to talk to him, but nonetheless, he has put his point of view. And I would like to recall when he was the finance minister in 2008, the big question, I'm coming to it. Now, he said about liquidity measures and he needs money to be put in the hands. Well, I do not imagine any government has to go on to helicopters and shower money from the helicopters and say that this is the cash going in. There has to be a mechanism. And when he talked about the street vendors, he said, he talked about labor reforms, but he did not recall that NABARD has been reinfused with 30,000 crores for cooperative societies, for RRBs and all these organizations which have to be given money for. He has not mentioned about the PM Kisan, which has direct cash transferred, and this amount has been the numbers have been enhanced, and that is going directly. He's not talk about the SDRF funds which have gone to the state to give cash to the people who are there, who are stranded and who have to be given food. He does not account, he says, what is the purpose of food? And you need cash, but he does not recall that food which was sent 3 months free and 3 months ration has again been extended. That all makes money and cash. People want that thing to be done. So I do not know what kind of economics he was talking about.
He wanted 7,500. So he said 5,000 rupees cash should be put into every account of the poor and migrant labor. Put direct cash transfers. Don't rely on the banking system.
Now, that's a very interesting question. And if you look into all that, the first package which was announced by the Prime Minister was 1,70,000 crores. And now that included self-help groups without collateral support, which was more than 25,000. An additional 27,000 self-help groups have been given cash directly. There have been other instances when cash has been transferred. For example, the states which have got this money from the NDRF or the state SDRF. For example, the state government of Bihar has transferred 18 lakh people 1,000 rupees. So if you see the total transfer of money which has gone actually as a cost to each and every individual who is a migrant or a farmer is to the tune of 11,500 rupees. If you have the time, I can tell you the calculations. But the question is, how much do you give in kind and how much do you give in cash? And that what he talks about, what he is talking about, creating demand. So unless until if you have liquidity in the system, and unless until the production goes up, unless until productivity is there, demands would be created. If liquidity is there, it's a chain, it's a cycle. Okay. And the government, because this is an unprecedented situation, so it's a chicken and egg story, whether you want to put cash or re-stimulate the economy. What the government has done is liquidity measures have been created for those industries which have gone into a lull or who have gone into a depression. They have to come back to roll back this economy. So there is a philosophy, but this particular aspect is a political aspect which he's mentioning. Government has side by side created liquidity and also is working to increase demand by creating productivity investments and make liquidity flow to the MSMEs, to the rural sector, to the laborers and the migrants and so forth and so on.
You know, Supriya Srinath, yes. Take a look at some of the steps the government has done today. Wage rate has been increased for Manrega 182 to 202. Special credit facility of 5,000 crores for street vendors. 6,000 crore employment push using Campa funds. 2 lakh crore of concessional credit boost to 2.5 crores. They've also given credit for, they promised monies for low-cost housing for migrant labor. Are these not sufficient as a first or a second step that the government has taken, given that they also had an initial stimulus or an initial cash transfer on the 27th of March?
Rajdeep, we have two things I will say to that. Everybody in India, including the migrant labor and the poor, are so flushed with funds in both cash and kind. And they're also cushioned. Why on earth are they walking back home, taking the onus to carry their elderly parents on their shoulders? Pregnant women, 8-month pregnant women, women delivering kids on the road, little children. Why are they all walking? I don't understand that. So that's part one of the discussion, and I will come back to it. The second part of this discussion has to be that when Mr. Modi addressed the nation, he spoke about a fiscal stimulus package. To be fair to him, he said all of RBI's measures and all of government measures announced so far will be included. Now, what is really unfolding is a loan fair, is a loan mela. The RBI has spent 8 lakh crores on a loan mela, found no takers, and now the government is doing pretty much the same thing.
Much
Yesterday,
like what the UPA did, much like Supriya Shrinet, what the UPA did. 1 minute. The UPA had also given similar loan scheme. Let's be honest. This is what the UPA also used to do.
Scenario, Rajdeep. This is a very different scenario. 65% of our GDP is consumption and demand. That is completely destroyed. You have to put hands in the in the hands of people. Please understand this. It's a virtuous cycle. If consumption is revived, it is going to boost investment. If investment is revived, it will boost jobs. If jobs are revived, it will give a boost to consumption in turn. So to put that virtuous cycle back, you cannot rely on loans. I heard Mr. Rudy patiently, but all I will say as a counter view is that you can pass on all the loans that you want to. Please sit back and see why are companies and people not taking these loans? Because there is no confidence whether there will be an ability to repay. Big companies are doing capacity utilization of 50%.
No, but
Why will they pick up loans to
so
invest?
are you telling me that the so you're talking of a fiscal stimulus that at its core at the moment has a direct cash transfer? Am I correct? This is what the Congress and the opposition is suggesting, that you believe that the problem is a demand problem, not a supply problem. You've got to revive demand by putting cash in hand. Am I correct?
Absolutely correct there, because fiscal stimulus means spend now. This is a monetary stimulus.
Where is
This
the monies
a
for it?
liquidity move.
Do you believe
It's
we have
not
the monies for
going to
it?
Absolutely, we can have the money for it. The government has gone in for a 4.2 lakh crore extra borrowing. Look at those numbers. If the government is serious about a fiscal stimulus, it will borrow more. I understand money doesn't grow on trees and there are larger repercussions for this. I also understand the need to be fiscally prudent, but there is a time and space to decide our priorities. Is to the priority to be fiscally prudent or to keep our economy and people alive?
Let Rajiv Pratap Rudy respond. It's coming down again, and I saw this yesterday, to priorities. At the end of 2 phases of this package, one is not clear how is the economy actually going to be revived. That's the critical question. A, there's a lockdown. Let's be very clear, Mr. Rudy, there's still a lockdown. So it's not clear when that lockdown will be fully lifted and economic activities revived. B, how does any of the schemes that that the government has announced so far actually put cash in hand? How do I get cash in hand as a Reda Patriwala, as a street vendor? I'm getting credit, which I'm being promised by a bank. But will I get it actually?
Can I come back to 2 points?
Yes.
And my only request is I would prefer a conversation to a shrill.
Sure.
And I heard more of a shrill than a conversation. And so that's my point. And Madam mentioned that people were walking on the streets. And possibly because those are the states where people are walking in the streets, because a state like Bihar, which is my state, has a migrant population coming back, and we have run more than 204 trains. UP has 386 trains. But unfortunately, the Congress-ruled states like Chhattisgarh just had 7 trains back home. Rajasthan had just 18 trains, and West Bengal 7, and Maharashtra only 4. So I can understand why those states don't want to take these people back or their people back. But do look at the states which have a problem. So I can understand what she says and what she means about it. Now, coming back to some more facts, what she has been asking about. What you're talking again and again. Now, when yesterday Nirmala Sitharaman said we gave 3 lakh crores to 45 lakh MSMEs across the country, I'm sure these factories need money. You are asking a very basic question. Government has made a policy, government has made the allocation, government has securitized the loan which is going to be given to these people at most of the places, and other assets which are to be created. Your question is when this money is going to reach them. Now, once the factories which have been shut for last 3 months, we have to revive them. So this 3 lakh crore goes to the MSMEs. 20,000 crores goes to the stressed SMEs which have become NPS. Another, there is a mother of mother fund which is 50,000 crores. So look at the stimulus which was at the MSMEs. Now the first package immediately after shutdown was 1,70,000 crores, which was a Pradhan Mantri Kisan Yojana, which had self-help groups, which had which had food provisioning for 3 months, which has been extended by 3 months, which had an EPF account which was 12% plus 12% was paid to all those laborers who had an EPF account. We have come now to the stage where we are saying that all those who had a ration cards will get a 3 months extension free food, and all those 8 crore in the country who do not have a ration card, they will get 3 months extra food for the next 3 months. Government is doing everything both on the economic side, creating consumption, pushing money to the industries, pushing money to the sectors. If it is Shishu Yojana, there is money going to that. If it is the RIDF, Rural Infrastructure Development Fund, there is money going there. So the government is trying to infuse it. When you say, yes, the banks will have to proactively, and that is the duty of the government to see that the banks proactively push this money which has been sanctioned against the respective schemes, so that the money cash flow gets back to the economy. And at the same time, when the things open up, demand will generally get in. If there's a lockdown continues, I do not know. But if the lockdown continues, whatever demand which you're talking, consumption cannot get created. So it's a chain. We have to bring investment. Investment will bring
I
more
concede your point that it's a
more
difficult.
productivity will create more taxation, taxes more. So
it's a tough situation,
yes,
Mr.
please
Rudy.
try to
It's a
understand it
tough,
that way.
unprecedented.
I'm talking about economics.
I take it
Yes.
is a tough, unprecedented situation, and therefore, Supriya Srinath, in conclusion, at the end of the day, the Congress a month ago asked for grain to be given to all, irrespective of whether they had ration cards or non-ration cards. The government has done so. The Congress said that MSMEs were stressed. They needed to be given loans, collateral free loans. The government has done that. I'm trying to understand, what is it now that the opposition wants that you believe Nirmala Sitharaman needs to do? The question I asked Mr. Chidambaram, for the opposition to say, well done government, let's move ahead.
Firstly, please understand this. If the government does well and people of this country benefit, who can have a problem with that? So Mr. Rudy may have a problem with how I speak, and he may think it's a shrill jibe and not a conversation. I'm trying to treat this very conversational. But that set aside, please understand this. The Congress party a month back had also said, unless you don't make direct transfer, it is going to be very difficult to revive the economy. 8 crore people, that is still very short of our National Food Security Act 66% target. You are talking about PM Kisan Samman Yojana money being, that was front loaded. That was already a part of the fiscal year 21 budget. You are talking about MSMEs, Rajdeep. Anybody who runs an enterprise with 10 or 20 people, even if you were to tell them that, okay, this loan is available at a concessional cost, you don't have to put a collateral, will people take loans to pay salaries, or is it easier to lay off? What are you doing? You're just paying the EPF. We had demanded that please start paying the wages for a certain section of the MSMEs. There are
So you're saying government should have done a payroll scheme. You're saying the government should have done a payroll scheme like they've done in certain. That's what the US has done. But remember, the US is in a very different stage of an economy compared to India. We have a revenue resource crunch, but you're still saying there should have been a payroll scheme. Am I correct?
Because absolutely there should have been, because if there isn't going to be a payroll scheme, MSMEs are not going to retain people.
Okay.
There is going to be retrenchment.
Okay. I think we've had two sides of the story. Before I leave, I just want to do one small fact check with you, Mr. Rudy. Someone has just sent me, you mentioned Chhattisgarh and Bihar, your home state, and trains. They've said just a minute. The migrant population in a UP and Bihar is probably more than the entire population of Chhattisgarh, is what I've been told by one economist. No, just a minute, Ms. Srinath. Just a minute. Let Mr. Rudy, that's just as a point of note, that the migrant population in a UP and a Bihar is probably more than the population of Chhattisgarh, which might explain partly why you need more trains for UP and Bihar. But I'll leave it there.
So even if I put even I put it back, West Bengal has a huge migrant population outside. It's just allowed 4 trains. So that's a different point, because the lady there, the spokesperson of the Congress mentioned, so I had to come back on that.
Sure.
My only submission, last point, Rajdeep, thank you so much for being with me. So the suggestion of the Congress party is no food, no ration, no stimulus, give us cash in my pocket. So if this is what is the stimulus package, don't give any money to MSMEs, don't give any money for the for food, no rations, no free LPG gas cylinders.
I'm not sure she said that, but what she said is prioritize cash. I don't think she said. Okay, let's leave it there. Let's leave it there. Time out. News without the noise. Mr. Rudy, Supriya Srinath, thank you both very much. News without the noise. Thank you both very much for joining me.
Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.